I hate it. Now, I might repeat myself too much, and obviously that is a pathetic issue that I've got due to PTSD, but I hate it when people make simple things convoluted. I mean, I really can't stand it. We're all guilty of this to some degree. Most people basically are guilty of it all the time as photographers. If you really want to improve your photography, and I talked about this before, but never so succinctly, is that you're going to have to stop seeing pictures and then taking pictures. You're going to have to stop seeing and taking. And by taking, I mean all you're doing is capturing what you're seeing. And you're going to have to start making pictures. You're going to have to start seeing what is there potentially and not as what is there actually. You know, some people, you show a bucket of acorns to a moron, and he's going to see a bucket of acorns. And we're all guilty of that. We're guilty, of trusting our eyes too much. And the wise person sees a giant grove of oak trees when he looks at a bucket of acorns. You have to see the potential in the photography. The one thing that makes your pictures suck, and that I'm guilty of, too much when I'm lazy or if I feel bad or something like that, is I'm, just taking pictures of what I see. Or, I see something else, but it takes some setup time. You gotta fulfill. If you're going to expand what it is you're going to presenting to people for work or for clients, you're going to have to start creating pictures. Whether it's light painting, time exposure. Like, for example, I've been doing more infrared photography lately, but I used to do infrared photography a lot. I got burned out on it because I used to do it all the time. But here's the tips to make your pictures unsuck. Unsuck isn't a word, yeah, I know. That you're going to have to start seeing what is there, and each week you need to master a new skill. And if that means taking 20 or 30 pictures, you still haven't mastered it by taking 20 or 30, but you know how to do it. And you're going to start to see in that attributional relationship of what is potentially there. Now, I can always see what something is by light painting with LEDs using time exposures, because I've done a bazillion tons of it. Painting with light. I know, generally speaking, where I need to set my ISO and my exposure. In time exposures, you always got to take a few shots and do it. I can also 99% of the time see very, very accurately what a shot will look like in infrared. And infrared, you got to use a tripod, obviously, so it's unhandy for a lot of stuff. But it's perfect for graveyards and landscapes, and it's even perfect for portrait photography if you're doing it outdoors. Infrared portrait photography, if you're using like a 590 nanometer wavelength infrared filter, is best. However, color correction is important. I can see what a shot will look like in infrared in my mind. Nobody can see that looking at it. It's like, what the hell do you see here? This is a boring shot. No. This shot in infrared is effing awesome. Like, oh, okay. You're going to have to start seeing what is potentially there, and what separates out a lot of professionals is not that they've got a special gift. Well, some of them do have a special gift, but they're able to see in that other dimension, and that other dimension is right here between their brains. And what you should do, you should look up a new technique to do every week. Some people are busy with kids and job, blah, blah. It's every 2 weeks. So what? If you learn 2 new techniques every month, then your photography is going to so drastically improve. You're going to start coming to these shots that are sucky. It's like, oh God, there's nothing here. Oh wait, I learned this awesome trick that is going to make this sucky shot look friggin' awesome with a special filter. I'm going to use a circular polarizer in addition to an infrared filter and create this awesome image, or I'm going to do time exposure, or I'm going to hang this object and twirl it and flash it with a strobe. That gives me this whirling stroboscopic effect that people love the piss out of. Then I can go into Photoshop and edit the suspension string out later, which will take about 5 minutes. There are all these little things you need to start seeing, and once you actually adapt these into your toolkit, your mental toolkit of how to take pictures, because people really only have, when they buy a camera and they buy a lens, they're given a mental wrench. And that gets implanted in their brain. That mental wrench is what they see. I see it, oh, that's cool, that's not cool, that's cool, that's not cool, that's cool, that's not. And they're always taking pictures that way. We're all guilty of it. Some to almost always, some of us, partially. We get lazy, we do that. But you need to have more toolkits up in your brain that you're going to have to start seeing, well, I can see this shot sucks, but in infrared it's kick-ass. Or I see that this shot is sucks, but if I add some fill flash, it's going to be kick-ass. I see that this shot is contrasty and crappy, but if I add a circular polarizer, it's going to kick ass. You're going to have to start seeing everything it is you're looking at when you got your camera in your hands with a new set of tools, and you should add a new tool to your frigging brain. You know, if you can't do it every week, then do it twice. I mean, do it every week, then do it twice a month. I mean, at the very least, do it once a month. I mean, after a year, you're going to have 2 new tools in your brain to use so that you can exploit, because the light doesn't always, obviously so, it doesn't want to cooperate with you, neither does the composition. Well, how can I take this suck and make it awesome? I mean, that's what you're really asking yourself. I mean, that's what a professional photographer can do. I mean, that's what I mean when I say that if I can give this Nikon F3 with this awesome lens, you know, it's really, I can give this to an idiot and he can't take a good picture, but I can give like a disposable Barbie camera to a professional and they can take some awesome shot. I mean, it'd be like a 6 megapixel shot with a crappy plastic lens, but I guarantee you they'll produce better shots than the idiot with this setup. Okay, it's not the gear, it's the tools between your brain. Obviously, gear is important to a certain aspect. Nobody's going to want you shooting their wedding with a Barbie camera. So gear is important, obviously, in that aspect. But as far as generally speaking, it's the toolkit in your friggin' brain. So start adding a tool every week or 2 weeks, and then your photography is going to go from suck to unsuck. Yeah, I know that's not a word. So that's important, and if anybody says that what I said in this video is not true, then they're full of crap, because everything I just said is insanely important. I might have said it in a really weird manner, but I said it succinctly, and it is definitely damn accurate. And that is basically the summation of 80% of photography, what I just said in this tiny little video. And if you don't believe me, you're wrong. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. If you like this video, drop me a buck or two. Another video from Yang Photography. Catch you later. Bye. Bye.